I play the character of Dr. Leonard McCoy, aka Bones, and he is this irascible, cantankerous, grumpy doctor with the most appalling bedside manner. But beneath that, he has the utmost heart of gold, and he is the most caring and dedicated, loyal friend that you can find. And he's very morally centered, and he will give Kirk or Spock his opinion no matter. He's not afraid of ruffling feathers. So for me, it was a wonderful opportunity. It's not often that you get such a polarity within a character. On one hand, you know, what he does is the complete opposite of what he says. He's gonna be grumpy about the fact that he has to sneak Kirk on board the Enterprise, but in the same time, while he's whinging about it and complaining about it, he's actually helping his friend, and that's a real treasure.
I play Uhura, Lieutenant Uhura, who is the one most resonant female of authority on the Enterprise, and she's a very strong and commanding person, and she has a very difficult task, which is to translate all the frequencies that are coming in, because not only are they dealing with different countries within their planet, they're dealing with different countries within other planets, and if she gets any dialect wrong, she can actually be the reason as to why a war or misunderstanding is established. And also as a woman, she's just, her presence is so strong, and the fact that she doesn't have to compromise herself physically and wear pants and not wear makeup and everything, it makes it all more special. I think meeting Leonard Nimoy for the first time, not only was it fun, but it was completely mesmerizing. And meeting Nichelle Nichols, walking into the set for the very first time, we were like children. It's like, oh my God, check this out! I can't believe it! Wah wah, and you kept pressing buttons, and they would move and turn off and on, and there was something about, like, every time you would put on your costume and the hair would go up, and you would say those lines, that for a slight nanosecond you kind of felt this could really be real. To me, it was the opportunity to work with someone like J.J. I've been a fan of his work since Regarding Henry, and as a woman, you can only be so lucky to work with directors that can write amazing roles for women. And he had established that with Felicity and Alias, and also in Lost, and Cloverfield, and Mission Impossible 3 gave me sort of like this idea that he not only is he a good writer for amazing characters and for women and men, but he can also tell a fascinating story and has a great eye for action if he wanted to. And I just really wanted to have that opportunity. And I didn't know, however, that I was gonna also fall in love with Star Trek, and me being a non-fan, it was a great way to meet these new characters and fall in love, especially with the friendship between Spock and Kirk.
Drawn to this project for two reasons. First of all, j.j. Abrams, whose work I have a deep admiration and respect for. Love Lost and MI3. So I figured that, you know, he was going to deliver something that would be fresh and exciting, and a movie that was not just for Trek fans but for everybody. Secondly, I would define myself as a long-term Star Trek fan. I watched the original series as a boy, and so to get given the opportunity to take on such an iconic character that was so wonderfully portrayed by Mr. Kelly for 40 years was an opportunity that I approached with the greatest respect and also excitement. For me, it was a challenge to you know, to try and identify the very spirit and essence of what Mr. Kelly did so well for 40 years, and infuse that into my interpretation of what a younger Bones would be.
Either the set was just so great. The art department did an amazing job, and some of the gadgets were even usable. Like, you would touch them and they would make a sound, or you would press your finger on a screen, it would move, and you're like, "What is this?"
You literally felt like this ship could fly, that the set could fly. You know, between the 100 plasma screens that were constantly, you know, projecting data and different graphics, and the buttons that would, you know, change color if you touched them. I mean, it was
so cool.
it was very, very cool. Yeah.
But then you had the certain malfunctions, like, let's say if John Cho would press really hard on one of the maneuvers and it would break. It's like, oh God, we have to cut. John Cho just broke the set, and it was really funny.
This was, without a doubt, hands down the most fun set that I have ever. I mean, between John Cho and Chris Pine, Zach, Zoe, and JJ. I mean,
Anton, my God.
And Anton. The challenge was to stop laughing before the camera started rolling. And I think that, you know, the wonderful chemistry that you see up on screen is really a testament to JJ, because he led the way. He created a fun, light atmosphere, yet highly focused atmosphere for us to play in. I mean, there were times where JJ would rap the direction to the cast. You know, it was a lot of fun.
He puts himself as an audience member, as a film aficionado, before also being a filmmaker. And the fact that he wasn't a Trekkie or a Trekker, he took into high consideration. I know that Bob Orsi was one of the writers, but then you had other, you know, you had JJ that wasn't, and they wanted to represent both aspects. They wanted to make a film where fans were going to rejoice because it was another reinstallment of a franchise that they've loved so much, and for the non-fans to come and allow themselves to be taken for a ride and also be taken also by these amazing characters.
Would be the very first time that Leonard Nimoy stepped on set and reprised Spock. The first time in 17 years that he put his ears on and became Spock. And you know, for a long-term fan, to be this close to that character who I had such a deep and long-standing appreciation for was such a surreal moment. And just to hear those Spock lines and that Spock cadence was, it was a thrill to be there, and I think that that would be fantastic footage to have for the DVD extras.